Trick Cuff off the street.
Never told, never told.
You told Tammy to tell, bitch.
Coming directly at Big Meech over new snitching claims. Some newly surfaced documents suggest that Meech might actually be the one who informed in Cuffy's case. The affidavit breaks it all down, pointing fingers at Meech as being fully involved. But Big Meech isn't staying quiet. He strongly denies it and says there's no solid proof that he snitched.
I never told, never told, never will. Death before the sign.
We're breaking down all the drama, every allegation, every piece of evidence, and everything you need to know about this explosive feud. 50 Cent is calling Big Meech a snitch. All the hype around former crime boss Demetrius, Big Meech, Flannery's early release from prison last October, has quickly faded, and now it's been replaced by serious snitching accusations. 2 days after Meech walked out of jail, his longtime friend and former business partner Dion Gatling, also known as Cuffy, called him out. Cuffy accused Meech of snitching on him in exchange for a lighter sentence. As the heat picked up around these claims, Big Meech found himself caught in another storm. This time, a public feud with rapper 50 Cent. The two used to have a solid relationship, especially since 50 is the producer of the hit show BMF, which tells the story of Meech's Black Mafia family organization. But things changed fast. Their bromance ended, and now they're on opposite sides of this snitching scandal. As usual, 50 Cent was the first to strike. On February 3rd, 2025, he posted a fiery message on Instagram, accusing Big Meech of being a snitch and teasing a tell-all documentary. In that post, the Many Men rapper included a picture of a rat with the words, "I think I'm Big Meech," a clear reference to Rick Ross's 2010 hit song BMF, Blowin' Money Fast, which was inspired by Meech's legendary 50's caption hinted at a documentary that might feature Tammy Cowens, Big Meech's former personal assistant, who also happens to be a known federal informant and a producer on the BMF TV series. The caption read, "The biggest mistake he ever made was not keeping his relationship with Tammy Cowens. Her tell-all docu reveals the truth." Many fans believe 50's beef with Meech started after a video surfaced showing Big Meech with Rick Ross, 50 Cent's longtime rival, promoting a Welcome Back concert to celebrate Meech's release. The concert was supposed to go down on February 13th at the Amarant Bank Arena. The star-studded lineup: Lil Baby, 21 Savage, Sexy Red, 42 Doug, Moneybagg Yo, Kodak Black, T Grizzly, ESTG, Boozy, and more. Rick Ross was even set to perform BMF Live for Big Meech for the first time ever. But 50's post stole all the attention from the event. Even though there wasn't solid proof to back the snitching claims, social media ran wild with the story. And then, things got even more intense when a court document popped up online. The document seemed to show that Big Meech may have used Tammy Cowens to snitch on Cuffy, possibly as part of a bigger plan to shorten his sentence. According to the paperwork, Meech introduced Cowens to Cuffy so she could handle drug deals on his behalf. Later, Cowens allegedly gave all the details to the feds. Tammy Cowens now seems to have turned against Big Meech with her upcoming tell-all documentary, which she's working on alongside 50 Cent. It's looking more and more likely that details about a possible cooperation deal involving a third party will be revealed soon. Meanwhile, 50 Cent hasn't let up. Just hours after calling Meech a snitch, he posted another video on Instagram. This time, he edited Big Meech's face onto a man who was admitting to snitching. In the caption of what's now a deleted post, 50 Cent again teased that he and Tammy Cowens were teaming up for a documentary. He had Tammy Cowens doing all his dirty work. Her new tell-all breaks it all down. Screech directed her and connected her to people to help cut his sentence. After 2 days of being dragged online, Big Meech finally responded. On February 5th, 2025, he posted a picture on Instagram showing him and 50 Cent hanging out at his house back in October 2024, just after Meech got out of prison. In the photo, the two looked like close friends, smiling with their arms around each other. Meech had edited 50's face, replacing it with a cartoon rat holding a piece of cheese. Across 50's body, the words, "Internet Gangster," kept flashing. Top it off, Meech added Ja Rule's 2003 diss track Clapback, a song aimed at 50 Cent and Eminem, as background music. Unfortunately for Meech, the post didn't go the way he probably hoped. Fans flooded the comments, slamming him for turning on the very person who had helped his legacy. One top comment read, "He's not an internet gangster. He's the guy who made your son famous and added more to your name. Meanwhile, you did business with his rival, who only ever shouted you out in a song." That fan was referring to Big Meech recently teaming up with Rick Ross, 50 Cent's longtime enemy, to promote the Welcome Back concert. Many saw it as a betrayal, and a lot of fans now feel like 50 has every right to be upset. Interestingly, This drama might have reignited the beef between 50 Cent and Rick Ross. After 50 complained about Meech linking up with Ross, Rose hit back hard. He trolled 50 during an Instagram live, mocking him while pretending to cry, and he took a picture with Rick Ross. The trolling didn't.
You like go put your back against the wall and just slide down.
A few days later, Rick Ross jumped back into the trolling game, and this time he took things up a notch. While going live on Instagram, Ross let his fans know he was thinking about creating his own version of a BMF show. Not only did he hint at competing with 50's series, but he also threw shade at 50's version, calling it weak and unimpressive. Pause for quote or clip if you're adding one.
I do want to do a BMF film because you've been entertained by a lackluster, small budget series. Now it's time to do a big budget film. Which director?
Ross then went on to name drop a few major players he claimed he could bring into his version of the BMF show, including big names like F. Gary Gray, Ingenue Ellis, and even Quentin Tarantino. He wrapped up the video with a loud, drawn-out laugh, hyping himself up while continuing to throw shade at 50 Cent. Amid all this back and forth, another one of 50's old rivals, Young Buck, saw the perfect chance to jump in. In a short clip, Buck congratulated Big Meech on his newfound freedom, then quickly used the moment to send a warning shot at you-know-who, clearly aimed at 50.
And shout out to Big Meech. Welcome home. Quit playing with dude. Quit playing with dude. You know, I'm gonna say that much.
Meech ended his video by promoting his upcoming concert and encouraging fans to show up at the Amarant Arena on February 13th. But it didn't take long for 50 Cent to fire back. He posted a reaction video where he played Meech's clip and responded to each part in real time. When Meech said, "I won't let anybody trick me off the streets," 50 quickly clapped back with, "You did get tricked off the street. I never folded, never told. You told Tammy to tell." Then, 50 took a shot at Meech's homecoming concert, hinting that it would be a total flop. He said, pause here for the quote if you're using one in the video.
I wasn't going to address this because I'm not trying to let nobody trick me off the streets. But I never folded, never told, never will. Death before dishonor, always with me.
50 Cent doubled down on his claims in the capped ion, insisting that Meech wouldn't even be attending his own concert. Hiroti för the artist on the bildon show party you going to want to refund their paraded big screeches not even going to be it here heck and take out after. 600 p.m. but don't take my word for it, go ahead, knock yourself or UT50 would eventually get the last laugh. And the concert was cancelled due to foresee and circumstances, but while Meech was still king his wounds from the cancelled show from CC, Nat went ahead to share an audio where rapper NDBMF member Blue Da Vinci can be heard saying, G Tammy Coensia's paperwork, and where taps on BIG Meeching the audio coffee says,
Tammy Collins, she's privileged to what's called the affidavits in support of the wiretaps.
Okay.
It's like 3 affidavits. In those affidavits, it tells Meech's full role.
While a lot of these claims are still just allegations, the fact that they're coming from someone who worked closely with Big Meech for years makes them hard to ignore. But the big question is, how true are these snitching rumors? And what was Meech's role in Cuffy's arrest? For weeks now, social media has been buzzing with talk about Big Meech possibly snitching. But until recently, there wasn't much solid proof, just talk. That changed when a court document surfaced online. Not only did it twist the story in a whole new direction, but it also clearly connected the key players at the center of the drama. According to the document, there was a drug distribution conspiracy involving 3 people: Demetrius Big Meech Flannery, Dion Gatling, aka Cuffy, and Fidel Suarez. At the time, Big Meech was said to be the national leader of BMF, the Black Mafia family. Cuffy was a member of the St. Louis branch of BMF and had strong ties to other members involved in the drug trade. Suarez, on the other hand, owned a trucking company in California, which played a key role in the operation. Here's where it gets interesting. Meech was the one who brought everyone together. Since he was already in prison back in 2011, he introduced a person referred to as CS1 in court documents to act as his rep on the outside and connect Cuffy and Suarez. According to the court records, CS1 gave information to DEA agents in Atlanta. That info revealed that Meech and Suarez met. while they were locked up and later used CS1 to arrange drug deals between Suarez and Gatling. CS1 turned out to be Tammy Cowens, Meech's longtime personal assistant, and someone many say had more than just a working relationship with him. Sources claim that under Big Meech's direction, Tammy Cowens became a federal informant. She worked closely with both Cuffy and Suarez for months, secretly collecting information. That info eventually helped the feds send Cuffy to prison for 27 years. As this third-party snitching scandal continued to gain attention online, things got even more intense when an audio recording of Cuffy's daughter, Tamara L. Gatling, was posted on X, formerly Twitter. In the clip, Tamara directly accuses Big Meech of setting her father up in exchange for a lighter sentence. In the recording, Tamara can be heard saying,
"I'm Tamara Gatling. I'm making this recording in regards to my dad. He's Dion Gatling. Most people know him as Cuffy. But I wanted to make this recording so I can shed light on some facts. My dad was set up by one of his best friends, which is Demetrius Flannery, also known as Big Meech."
Tamara revealed that her dad, Cuffy, and Big Meech had been close friends for over 30 years. Their families were so tight-knit that the idea of Meech betraying Cuffy hit even harder. She went on to say that back in 2011, while Meech was still in prison, he contacted Cuffy about making a BMF movie, and that's when he introduced him to Tammy Cowens. Since Meech was locked up at the time, Tammy acted as his power of attorney and also held the rights to his life story. So basically, everything Cuffy did with Meech or anyone connected to him had to go through Tammy. Tamara explained that it wasn't until Cuffy was arrested in 2014 that he started to realize something was wrong. The evidence the feds had against him included specific details that only one person had access to: Tammy Cowens.
Finally arrested my dad and we received the discovery. He knew exactly who CS1 was, and he told me and my mom that it was Tammy Cohen.
The discovery Tamara mentioned refers to a packet of evidence shared by prosecutors to build their case. When Cuffy went through it, he immediately realized there was only one person who could have leaked that kind of detailed information: Tammy Cowens. While many people were shocked that Cowens might turn on Big Meech, music executive Wack 100 wasn't surprised at all. During a live stream with DJ Academics, Wack claimed there were two possible reasons Cowens flipped. Either Meech wanted his life rights back, or she felt abandoned by him after he got out of prison. Meech trying to reclaim his life rights could explain why Rick Ross recently hinted at making a bigger BMF movie. Right now, Cowens owns those rights and had already worked out a deal with 50 Cent for the BMF series on Starz. So the only way Ross could make his own BMF movie would be if Meech got those rights back. If that's what was happening, it's easy to see why Cowens might side with 50 to go after their mutual enemies. Wack also said that to get back at Meech, Cowens told 50 everything, especially about the times Meech allegedly instructed her to cooperate with the feds in other cases. Wack repeated these claims in a recent Vlad TV interview, where he said Cowens felt heartbroken when Meech got out and went back to his baby mama. According to Wack, Cowens had stayed loyal and done all of Meech's dirty work during his prison sentence, thinking they had a future together. So when he got out and chose someone else, it was only natural that she'd turn to 50 Cent, the man she had been working closely with for years. And 50, being the strategic guy he is, kept all that info ready for the moment Meech crossed him. Which Wack says happened when Meech linked up with 50's longtime rival, Rick Ross.
You say, well, why? They were good. Rick Ross hadn't done any of these things. Hey, man, 48 laws of power, right? 50 is going to prepare itself in the event or just in case you do try to do something to violate it. Look, this gonna get ugly.
Well, things have certainly gotten ugly over the last few weeks, and the whole drama has sent social media into a frenzy with fans and celebrities split on their opinions, while some people believe that Meech snitched and deserves no respect others have come out in his report and also criticize the rationally he and third parties snitching. Some others have noted that there is no way to prove that Cowens was being influenced by Meech and wasn't acting in her own capacity. That despite the pushback from some of Big Meech's supporters, Cuffy has continued. Tumake Suretha, the Hashision, the controversy, early air in February, Hegatona live phone call with Blue Da Vinci and provided a detailed account of what transpired to help clear the doubts about Big Meech's culpability. While on a jail phone call, Cuff explained the whole concept of the third pair tie deal. He said,
So what Big Meech did was called a third-party cooperation. So Tammy Collins signed up to be a DEA informant to give Demetrius Flannery a time cut. Plain and simple.
the fallout behind bars. Big Meech, Cuffy, and Tammy Cowens. In an interview with Lou Da Vinci, Cuffy was asked why Big Meech still ended up serving a long prison sentence if he supposedly cooperated through a third-party deal to get a reduced sentence. Cuffy explained that Meech never got the time cut because the deal fell apart after it was discovered that Tammy Cowens, who was supposed to act on Meech's behalf, was having a secret affair with Special Agent Keith Cromer, her first DEA handler. This inappropriate relationship tainted the case, and according to Cuffy, cost Meech the sentence reduction. As for Cuffy himself, he was later indicted on 2 murder charges, but he pleaded guilty to 2 gun charges in exchange for the murder, charges being dropped. In May 2019, he was sentenced to 27 years in prison. When announcing the sentence, U.S. Attorney Jeff Jensen said, "In murdering 2 men who knew about his criminal acts, Mr. Gatling took aim at the very foundation of the justice system." The scandal didn't end there. Special Agent Keith Cromer was dismissed from the DEA after admitting to the affair with Cowens, though he denied having sex with her or faking documents to justify paying her over $212,000. While Cuffy sat in a prison cell, Big Meech got a reason to celebrate. On June 14, 2021, U.S. District Judge David M. Lawson reduced Meech's sentence by 3 years. Meech was originally convicted of running a nationwide continuing criminal enterprise and money laundering, which earned his Black Mafia family, BMF, over $270 million from the late 90s to 2007. He was sentenced to 30 years in prison in September 2008, but was released early on October 16, 2024. He'll finish his sentence in a halfway house until his estimated release date of January 27, 2026, followed by supervised release. Meech's release was a big moment. Celebrities and rappers flooded social media with congratulations. One of the most vocal supporters was 50 Cent. The two appeared to have a tight bond, and it looked like they were cooking up something big together. Back in November 2024, 50 Cent posted a picture of himself with Meech and captioned it, "Green Light Gang, Ultimate Hustler Edition, camera speed rolling and action, BMF Big Meech." Fans thought this meant they were collaborating. Again, possibly on the Starz series BMF or another related project. 50 Cent had always been close to the BMF story. He received Meech's blessing to make both the BMF docu-series Blowing Money Fast and the Starz series, which premiered on September 26, 2021. The show stars Lil Meech, Big Meech's real-life son, playing the role of his father. It chronicles how the Flannery brothers went from small-time drug dealers in Detroit to building a massive criminal empire that even crossed over into the music industry. The series was renewed for a 4th season in 2024, just before Season 3 aired. The upcoming season is expected to cover BMF's expansion into cities like Atlanta, St. Louis, and Miami during the 90s. While Lil Meech had no acting background and was more focused on music, 50 Cent played a major role in preparing him for the role, turning him into a breakout star. After the premiere of BMF's first season, 50 Cent opened up about how he mentored Lil Meech, helping him transition into acting. He explained that he moved him from Atlanta to California, where Lil Meech worked with acting coaches and participated in various workshops. While 50 took the time to teach him the ropes, he also credited Lil Meech for his dedication and for putting in the effort to take full advantage of the opportunity. 50 Cent praised Big Meech, stating that his father's influence provided a unique opportunity for Lil Meech to avoid making the same mistakes. He said, "That's a bigger hit going on than the BMF show itself. His career is taking off because his father just provided a golden opportunity." Lil Meech had similar admiration for 50 Cent, sharing his positive experiences with the media at the March 2024 Season 3 premiere. In an interview with The Source, the 24-year-old actor revealed that 50 Cent had been nothing but genuine with him from the start. He said, "Ever since I met 50 Cent, he's always been stand-up. The most truthful person I've ever met." Lil Meech emphasized the importance of loyalty and integrity, adding, "Everything he tells me, he stands on it." That's important in life, loyalty and morals actually meaning what you say. However, their relationship faced challenges when 50 Cent extended his feud with Big Meech to Lil Meech. In a move that shocked many, 50 Cent leaked text messages that showed Lil Meech confronting him over the ongoing attacks on his father. One of the texts reportedly read, "I can't believe this, man. You act as if I'm your enemy. I've only showed you love and loyalty." In the messages, Lil Meech expressed his frustration, acknowledging his own struggles but reiterating that he had never turned his back on 50 Cent. He also addressed Big Meech's recent interaction with 50 Cent's longtime rival Rick Ross, saying it was only for money. He claimed, "Ross gave my dad some bread so he can afford to pay his bills until our next season starts." Despite Lil Meech's attempt to mend things, 50 Cent remained unsympathetic. In a social media post, he mocked Lil Meech by suggesting that the actor would end up on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, jokingly saying, "I'll give Mona Scott a call for him later today." This post stirred controversy, especially when Boozy Badazz, a self-confessed Big Meech fan, weighed in. During a Vlad TV interview, Boozy expressed his disappointment over how Lil Meech seemed to be appeasing 50 Cent instead of standing firm against the attacks on his father. Boozy expected Lil Meech to have taken a stronger stand in defense of his dad, rather than seemingly siding with 50. The fallout from this situation raised questions about the future of Lil Meech's role in BMF. With 50 Cent's unpredictable behavior, many fans wondered if the actor might be recast or if the show could even face cancellation due to the ongoing feud with Big Meech.
I ain't like his response. It seemed like he got a genuine kind of love for 50 on his response. But, you know, my response, man, you. Get at my daddy, you. Let's go to war, you.
In this video, we're breaking down all the drama, every allegation, every piece of evidence, and everything you need to know about the explosive feud between 50 Cent and Big Meech. The hype around former crime boss Demetrius Big Meech Flanoris' early release from prison last October quickly faded, replaced by serious snitching accusations. Just days after Meech walked out of jail, his longtime friend and former business partner, Dion Gatling, Cuffy, called him out, accusing Meech of snitching on him in exchange for a lighter sentence. As the heat built around these claims, Meech found himself caught in a public feud with rapper 50 Cent. The two had a solid relationship, especially since 50 was the producer of the hit show BMF, which tells the story of Meech's Black Mafia family. However, things quickly changed, and now they're on opposite sides of this snitching scandal. On February 3, 2025, 50 Cent took to Instagram to accuse Big Meech of being a snitch and hinted at a tell-all documentary referencing Tammy Cowens, Meech's former personal assistant, who is also a known federal informant. This all comes after a video surfaced showing Big Meech with Rick Ross, 50 Cent's longtime rival, promoting a welcome back concert to celebrate Meech's release, stealing the spotlight from what was supposed to be a star-studded event. The controversy escalated when court documents surfaced, suggesting Meech might have used Tammy Cowens to snitch on Cuffy, further fueling the drama.